have a very neat and aesthetic pattern design tutorial for you to follow today. We're going to be using Adobe Illustrator to make the pattern, and it was inspired by a box that I received not long ago. On the lid of the box there's this really neat pattern design, and I thought it would make an interesting and a useful video for you to follow along with. We're going to be using various different tools and techniques in Illustrator to create today's pattern. And then at the very end we're going to learn a crucial step which allows us to apply colour to our pattern design. And in case you're wondering, the box is for a Japanese puzzle that I bought online, which can only be opened by performing specific sequence steps. It's a pretty cool box and it's a pretty cool puzzle. But anyway, let's crack on with today's video tutorial on an aesthetic pattern design. Now for the pattern in today's video, you're going to need to ensure the increment settings are relevant to your artboard. So for mine, they're quite low, so when I nudge my arrow keys left or right, an object isn't going to move too far along the artboard. This all depends on how big your artboard is. Also, make sure that you've got the smart guides activated by pressing Command or Control U. Now right click the artboard and then show the grid. Now this is going to prove to be very useful in today's tutorial, so make sure you've got it open. Press M for the rectangle tool and then click the artboard once. I'm using pixels today, and I'm going to be making a rectangle by 1100 pixels and 100 pixels tall. Next we need to make another rectangle with the same dimensions. Apart from that we need to use 1300 pixels instead of 1100. Now rotate this new rectangle by 90 degrees with the rotation function. Having the smart guides activated keeps everything in line, and I cannot emphasize enough how important it is that you use them in today's video. You can also check that these two shapes are in line by using the align function in a central manner. Now we have these two shapes here, and we're going to resize it down so one rectangle from the design fits perfectly onto one square of the grid, which is going to make things a lot easier for us today when making the pattern design. Now duplicate the top rectangle by holding down the Alt Option key and then click and drag. Now again, you can see the smart guides are really saving the day and helping us align things perfectly. Now stay tuned because the aesthetic pattern design does require some specific steps to absolutely get things right. Using the rectangle tool, draw a rectangle one large guide square in, but also two smaller squares in on top of that. Duplicate this shape over to the same position on the other side, and you could also use the reflection or transform function to do this. I've just realised there wasn't any need to make the lower shape when we did, because we can just select the three top shapes and group them together with Command or Control G. Now duplicate this selection and then rotate it by 180 degrees. We've now got the main shape for our pattern ready, so duplicate it once and then rotate the duplication by 90 degrees and place it in position like so. Make sure to zoom in close and check that your design is in perfect position, and having your nudge increment settings relevant to your artboard really does come in handy, and that's what I mentioned at the start of the video, that the settings need to be relevant to your artboard. Now keep doing this with your design, and you can select multiple shapes at once, duplicate them in position and then place them. The better method is to work along one line and duplicate the entire line downwards, as you can see on screen now. So finally, I've rotated the entire selection by 45 degrees, and I've added a kind of lavender colour similar to the box at the start of the tutorial. Now press M for the rectangle tool and cover the rectangle perfectly around your artboard. Then select your design and the rectangle and make a clipping mask by right clicking or control clicking the background. Now you're not going to be able to edit the colour of your design, and that is until you come into the Pathfinder window and use the trim function. This leaves your design open for edits. So there is today's aesthetically pleasing pattern design tutorial, and if you want to keep expanding your awareness and your skills as a graphic designer, subscribe to Satori Graphics for weekly graphic design content. Also, like and share my videos on social media, and do have a great day. And until next time, design your future today. Peace.